I'm so excited for this video. We are gonna try the brand new patrickta. I don't even know what it's called. I'm so excited I just sat down to film. It's the Major Skin Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder. I just got it in the mail. I didn't plan to film this today. I didn't think this would come this quickly, but here it is, so we're filming this today. I'm gonna try this out, and I figured instead of just doing this one product, I would do a full face of patrickta beauty makeup. I don't have everything from the line, but I have a lot of it. So we don't have enough to do every single step, but we have most everything we need. So I pulled out all my patrickta makeup. If you're not new here, you will know how much I love this brand. I buy pretty much everything that comes out, and I have been waiting for some type of complexion product other than a blush and bronzer. So I am so excited for this. So let's get into it. If you're new, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe if you're new. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna do a full face, like I said. So typically I like to do brows first. So I do own the lamination gel and the brow wax. So I'm trying to decide which one I want to use today. I think I might use the lamination gel. I used the brow wax not that long ago in a video. So I think we'll go in with this first. So the thing about this product, I've kind of talked about it before, but this is like super glue for your eyebrows. So once you apply this and kind of brush up your brows or however you want them to look, once this sets, you cannot move it. Like, it's there. So you just have to make sure you kind of get your brows in the shape that you want initially, because there is not really any room to move them around. Whereas with the brow wax, they definitely set, but you can still kind of brush through them and move them around a little bit. But with this one, you definitely cannot. And then you can flip the wand over and it's flat on this side and kind of press them down to laminate them. Unless you don't want that look, then you don't have to. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I personally love the bushy eyebrow look. Although I've heard that the thin brows are coming back, which that's one thing I just can't get on board with. I'm like team bushy brows all the way, forever and ever. We're gonna go in with the new cream foundation now. I got the shade light number 3. Let me just, before I get ahead of myself, let me just tell you a little bit about this. You may have seen it already, but it is $52. It comes in 24 shades, and they describe this as a blendable medium coverage. I actually watched a live that patrickta did on his Instagram, and he was applying this, and he said it's a very light coverage product, so it's not meant to be full coverage or anything. So this is going to be definitely something right up my alley because I really love light coverage products. So you have the same packaging. Hopefully it's not blinding you. Same packaging as all of his other products. And then, so you get a nice big mirror in here. And then you have the foundation and the powder. So I didn't even swatch this. I opened this a few hours ago when it came, and I really wanted to swatch it like right away, but I didn't because I wanted to do it in the video. Ooh, okay, it's very creamy. So, okay, I think this is gonna be a good match for me, hopefully. That is the cream there. You can't even hardly see it. It's very, very thin. I mean, like very, very thin. It feels kind of like a gel. It almost kind of feels like the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. The texture kind of feels like that. And then we have the powder, which, okay, I think is supposed to be very, very sheer. So there's that on my hand. And then, okay, yeah, it's just a very sheer translucent powder, so you can't see it, but it feels very, very finely milled. Not a heavy powder at all, more of like a finishing powder. I did also get the brush. I wasn't gonna get the brush, but I just went for it, you know? I really wanted to try one of his brushes. I've never tried any of them before. He has quite a few, I think, but I've never used a brush before. And I was really excited when I saw this. So you get this dense side like this, and then you get the powder side over here. And what's interesting is when I saw this on Instagram, I felt like the ends of the brush looked a lot bigger than they are in real life, which is not a bad thing. So like, this is my BK Beauty 106 brush that I use all the time, and the shape is very similar, but this one is just a little bit smaller, but it's very, very similar. And I love that the powder brush is smaller also. I always get nervous when I use like new products that I'm really, really excited about. So I'm gonna go in with the dense side, and we will start tapping this in. Liking what I'm seeing so far. So this brush is not super, super dense, so you can definitely stipple with it, but you can stipple and you can kind of buff with it, which is nice. Did you see that? Did you see that redness just disappear? I do have this lovely friend up here that just showed up this morning, so I'm gonna have to go in and work on him a little bit later. I'm just gonna kind of go around it right now. I actually think this shade is like spot on for me. My face right now, or most of the time lately, is lighter than my body. I have a little bit of self-tan on right now, but it's been a few days, so it's kind of faded a little bit, so I'm not like really, really dark. So I just kind of very lightly went over my face with a little bit of it. And I don't have anything under my eyes, obviously, no corrector or anything yet. Very, very natural looking, like extremely natural, but it does give coverage, as you saw. Let me look up close. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm not kidding. It looks so good. It looks so good. Like, I wish you could see what this looks like in real life. It's just, it looks so incredibly skin-like. I don't even know. Like the prettiest cross between a tinted moisturizer and like a balm foundation in one. Okay, let's see how buildable it is. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more on my brush. I also must say that I'm liking this brush also, which I kind of figured that I would. Okay, definitely built up a little bit on that side. Definitely did build up a little bit on my cheek area, but you can still see my skin through it. It looks like my skin, but just a more even version, which is what I feel like what most people want. You know, you don't want to look like you're wearing a mask, but you just want something you can throw on and just slowly, or not slowly, but quickly kind of even things out. Okay, I'm not gonna say, I'm just gonna be quiet because I feel like I'm just gonna go on and on about this, but thus far, this does not disappoint in the slightest, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of corrector. So patrickta does not make a color corrector, so obviously we won't be using that. I'm waiting for him to come out with a corrector and a concealer though. If he does that, then I don't know if I even said, but this is the Clinique Even Better corrector. And we're just blending that in as always. I'm sorry, I'm just like, I'm shook. I'm shook. I hate to say that, but like, I mean, this looks incredible. And what's great, I mean, there's so many things that are great, but actually I'm just gonna be quiet until I give it a minute, but I'm just really impressed. So like I was saying, patrickta does not have a concealer. I was thinking about maybe putting the foundation under my eyes, but I think I might just go in with Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. So you guys can see it again. I did do a review of this that you should have seen on Monday. I wore it yesterday too. I'm still kind of gathering my thoughts on it. A few of you had messaged me on Instagram and asked how I liked it compared to some of the other things that I really like the Dior concealer, the Hourglass concealer, just some of my favorites. And I feel like I haven't used it enough to really say, but I do think I still like my Dior Backstage concealer better. I like this one, but I think overall, like the texture and just how they look under my eyes, I think I still like Dior a little bit better, but I like this a lot. That Dior Backstage just really got me from the beginning. But I mean, it looks good. Like, do you see that? It looks really good. Oh, and I wear shade 4 in the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, if you were curious. I cannot believe how good this looks, you guys. But before we move on to the powder and the rest of the products, I'm going to take a little bit of my Nars Soft Matte Concealer, and I am going to apply this on my little friend up here. I'm going to use this random brush that I never use, but I feel like it's a good spot concealing brush. It's from Smashbox, and it's the multitasking detail brush. I'm going to use Custard today from Nars. Hopefully it's not too dark. I just feel like the other one that I have, Madeline, might be like just a little bit dark. Telling you guys, if you have a blemish that you are trying to cover, you cannot do better than this from Nars. It is unmatched in concealers for spot concealing. Now let's apply a little bit of the powder from here. I'm going to use cream blush and cream bronzer, but I think we'll just use the powder like in the T-zone. And I can't wait. We gotta try this. So I'm gonna go in with the powder side of the brush. Okay, so this side has the powder. This side does not. I feel like it really did just blur right there. Let's do this side. I feel like I notice more pores typically over here on the side of my nose and like right here on my cheek, and then a little bit down here on my chin. Let me get my mirror. Okay, yeah, you guys, it just blurred this area. I feel like I can't even speak because, I mean, it just glides over the skin. Like I do have pores that I notice in like this area right here on the sides of my nose, and it just like glazed over them, so it looks 10 times more smooth. And I'm not kidding. It's almost like a little filter brush for your face with that powder. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll see. Obviously, I know I just put this on, so I can't make tons of bold claims yet, but wow. Now we're gonna go in with the cream contour and powder bronzer duo. So this one is in the shade She's Sculpted. So this is same kind of format. You get the cream bronzer and the powder bronzer. And the She's Sculpted is the medium shade. Here are 3. So I am going to just tap some of this on. I'm gonna try not to go overboard since this skin cream foundation is very like light coverage. I don't want to go in with too much so it looks odd. I just love the duos from patrickta. I think it's really smart for them to stick with this 2-product kind of theme, because I feel like, I don't know, I just like to have both like right there in front of me. I want to move on to blush, which is probably the product that made me fall in love with this brand the most. I mean, I have almost, actually I think I do have all of them except for one, the peachier one. I think it's called Oh She's New Here maybe, or something like that. I don't have that one, but I have all the other ones. I love She's Blushing. I mean, such a gorgeous color. I mean, this is not like any other color in my collection. It's kind of like a beigey, rosy nude. It's so good. I have this one. This is Oh She's Different. I don't use this one as much, but it's also very pretty. It's more of like a wine color. She's That Girl was the one I fell in love with first. So good. Just the prettiest bright poppy pink. And then I also have She's So LA, which is the more bronzy one. I don't use this one typically unless I don't go in with bronzer, because it's very bronzy on its own. So the question is, which one do I use? Let's do Oh She's Different. I mean, I really want to use the She's Blushing, but I kind of want to try this one again. Let's do this. So this one is more of like that berry tone, like I said earlier. It's really pretty though, especially for fall. It's kind of a sheer swatch, but that's the cream right there. So it looks, again, kind of scary, but it's definitely not. I'm gonna use a different brush, and you can do the cream and then the powder, or you can do the powder and then the cream on top. Actually, I was gonna say I'm gonna do cream first, but maybe we will do the powder first, just so you can see that you can do it. So I'm just gonna do some of the powder blush. And these blushes are also nice because they're really buildable. So you can get as much or as little pigment as you want. Now we'll go in with a little bit of the cream on top. So I'm kind of getting it on my brush and then kind of tapping it off on the back of my hand. It's nice that you can do the powder first and then the cream, because the cream kind of brings back that skin finish that a powder blush doesn't always give you. Okay, and we got a lot of blush going on, so I'm gonna go over it with my sponge. I went a little crazy with the blush. I just get so excited, I can't help it. So I just took the brush, the side that we did the foundation with, and just kind of tapped over it. But y'all know me. I love a little blush anyway. So that is the complexion. I don't think I'm going to add any bronzer, any of the powder bronzer. I don't feel like I need it. Maybe at the end I will. But so far, you guys, this is really impressing me. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. I'm not going to film that because you've seen me do that over and over. And I'm going to prime my eyes and we'll move on to eyeshadow. Right. Let's move on to the eyes. So I have both of the patrickta eyeshadow palettes, the Major Dimension and the Major Dimension Rose. Thinking we'll use the Rose palette today since I've used the original in so many videos, and I've done a video with this too, but I haven't used it as much as the first one. So we're gonna go in with this. It's so, so beautiful. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this cream shade. It's kind of a mauve-y, nudie color. These are very pigmented, so you definitely don't need a lot. I'm tapping a lot of it off with my brush. But I just want to add a little bit of this kind of as a base on or in the outer corner, and then kind of drag it over a little into the crease. But I'm not using very much pressure or much product at all because it is very pigmented. Like that was barely any product and it left quite a bit of color. Honestly, that color on its own is so pretty without anything else. But I am going to use a few of the shadows in the palette. So I'm going to go in with the lightest cream shade, kind of a light pinky color. And I'm going to put this really all over. I'm going to put it on the lid. And then I'm going to bring it up and kind of go over that cream shadow with it. And just kind of blend the edges just so everything is really soft. I'm going to switch to the BK Beauty 202. And I'm going to mix just a little bit of both of these shades. So like one tap of each. One is more nude, one is a little more purpley. But I'm not going to use a whole lot of this because, like I said, I want to keep this pretty light if I can. So I'm just kind of adding that to the outer corner. And I'm going to take that same fluffy brush we used a minute ago and just kind of go around. All right, and then I have to put a shimmer on the lid. I just have to. I think I might just do this pinky one in the center right here. It's kind of a rosy shimmer. I'll swatch it for you. It's really pretty. And I'm gonna tap this right in the center and just kind of tap it up. So pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that light pinky color and I'm gonna pop this kind of in this inner corner where I did not bring that shimmer shade, and just kind of feather just a little bit of that color. So I mainly want to keep this shimmer like right in the center. For the lower lash line, I don't always do, or I never do a ton on the lower lash lines. I'm going to take that second color and I'm just going to lightly, and I mean like very lightly, feather just a little bit of that under my eye. Normally I would do a wing liner, but I kind of want to keep it simple. The only other thing I might do is take a little bit of this. This is also from patrickta. It's the, what is this called? Precision Gel Liner in Copper Gold. I don't know if this really goes, but I kind of want to try. Kind of want to put just a little bit in the outer corner and see how it looks. It might not even show up. So I just kind of added a little bit of warmth. You can't see it a ton because of all the shimmer I already had there, but I do like this liner from him. And I think that'll be it for the eyes other than mascara. So let me grab my lash curler and I will add some mascara. Alright, so we'll finish up with the lips. I did want to say, I know there is a patrickta mascara. I don't have that. I've never tried that, so that's why I didn't use that today. But we're going to go in with a few lip products, and I do have one of the lip liners. This was the Precision Lip Crayon in the shade She's Proud. This was one of his first launches, I think, that he came out with, but this color is really pretty. It's a really good kind of a mid-toned nude. So I'm just adding a little bit of this, and what's nice about these is they have an angled tip, which is very interesting. I've never seen another lip liner that was like this. It's a really good color. I like it. And then I do not have any of his bullet lipsticks. I really want one, but I don't have one as of now. But I do have a few of his lip glosses. These came out fairly recently also. So I have Superficial, and I also have 2C's, which is more of a pink color. And then Superficial is more of a nude. I'm trying to decide. I think we'll go in with the pinky one, so 2CCs. Every time I use these glosses, I try to figure out what they smell like. And I cannot figure it out. They smell kind of fruity, and they remind me of something, but I cannot figure out what it is. Alright, that is it for this video, but I wanted to zoom in and show you what I'm seeing on my face. You guys, like, can you see how good and natural this looks? I mean, it literally looks just like my skin, but just a more even version. Like, you can't even see it on my face. Like, I'm looking at this mirror, like, right up. I mean, my skin just looks airbrushed. I'm not kidding. It looks so good. I do love patrickta, as I've said. I love the brand, so I expected to like this. But this is past the point of like. This is love. Love. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm almost positive this is going to be my new favorite go-to everyday product. I love it that much. I mean, I can't even really speak because I love it. I mean, I'm just that blown away. I'm that blown away. So that was my first impression of this. I absolutely love it. Obviously, I'm going to leave this on all day, and I will write in the description box somewhere how it wears throughout the day. I'm probably not going to have time to come back and do like a wear test or anything, but this is beautiful. I have no notes as of right now. Nothing. Zero. It looks just like beautiful, clear, natural skin. It's not too dewy. It's not too matte. It is just like the perfect natural finish, natural coverage. It's buildable, and it all comes in this little compact. I mean, what more can you ask for? But I will obviously keep wearing it. I'll keep you updated, but I am so impressed. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. If you are new, I hope you'll subscribe, and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.